They is tripping. A lot of these stupid people are the ones that are gonna vote us right into a lack of communication at all. They talk about freedom of speech. If Elon Musk wasn't as rich as he is, he'd be in jail. If they didn't need him to go get them astronauts, they'd be trying to arrest him for real. You can't almost say nothing. Now they hate Elon. Isn't it ironic that oh, Ronald McDonald, he's funny. She's funny. Might be a she. I don't know. These guys that are actually, what guy is supporting this, what we see going on? I know their wives understand now why their feminine products like tampons that Tim want to put them in the bathroom. What guys are actually supporting this? These guys are funny. You got this clown come up on here, 25, 55 years old, complaining about one man, complaining about how much things he's upset about Donald Trump, how Donald Trump tweet too much and hurt his feelings. He ain't say nothing about his tweets, but complaining with his panties in a bunch. But he has said nothing about a man that takes tampons and put them in all the bathrooms in Minnesota, including elementary boys' bathrooms. He has no problem with that. He has no problem with that same guy who's running for vice president putting taxpayers to pay for surgeries for Transformers. He has no problem with that. But he's so offended at Donald Trump. These are the clowns like Ronald McDonald of the world today. I can't, it's so funny to me. This is so funny. These idiots who actually get up and act like they are concerned about the black community, and then they talk about the education they received, which was far superior than the education we see in the curriculum today, and they are upset. What is wrong with these people? I mean, I tried to come up and have a conversation, but clearly you can't. Stupidity gets in the way. Women like Linda McCord are looking at the men, and she's helping dumb you down by continuing to support the dumbness. And she'll support it as a woman to make herself feel good. And then she'll say, I'm supporting Kamala because she's a woman. But Kamala is giving more rights to men, just as many rights to men as she is to you, Linda. Shut up. Just STFU, please. Yeah, you're so stupid, you didn't even know that. Now she wants to put question marks behind it as if she didn't know. But my gosh, you know everything else, but you didn't know that. Yeah. Yeah, look that up. But don't look at the first few paragraphs. You have to keep reading. You have to keep reading where it tells you Republicans tried to fight it and keep it in girls' bathrooms, but the Democrats won. So yeah, that's what they're doing. And that's what you people are supporting over, yeah, you could throw a temper tantrum. This guy really threw a temper tantrum about Trump. Oh, Trump said definite qualified overall eternal immunity, and which he did not. He's acting like Trump said everything a cop can do, he can get away with it. He's a damn liar. That's what weak men do. They stand up and they act like Trump said something that could really offend them. And then you turn around and you act like you're not offended to what Tim Walz is doing and what Kamala Harris is supporting. If you're a real man, understand this. This is what the real men do understand. Real men understand you cannot tell me, the woman I married, the woman who calls herself a woman, who identifies as a woman, you cannot tell me she is the same as a man. I reject that notion. And men all over the world are getting upset with other real men for agreeing that no, this cannot be. My mother is not to be equated to a man. Nah, we're not going to have that. Yes. And so we achieved our objective. TikToks, I just hurt somebody's feelings. And they just killed it. They'll go along with it. It may have been that little Linda lady. Or it could have been that Oye guy. Not Oye as in being offensive, like as a cultural thing, but that's what his name was. That's what he said. Yeah. So yeah, they they support the tampons, and you can tell why. You can tell. You can tell. They're funny. Oh man. Oh, Linda, just shut up. Oh, you sound so horrible. Did you look it up? I'll share it to you if you want to. When we get off a feed, if you want to, I'll send you a email, so you'll know this personally for yourself. Since you're so stuck on Democrat information, so much information from the left, I'll share something to you. Actually, I probably won't because you'll just reject it anyway. You probably support that. You probably send Ronald a couple of those things out of your bathroom. Send some to Ronald. He might need some before this is over. And so, if they can do this, matter of fact, I better start being careful what I say. They are arresting. I mean, if they can do this to Elon, what is that for the poor person? What does that mean for the poor person? By the way, do anybody believe that Jill Stein should drop out of the race? I mean, should she drop? I don't think she should. I don't think she should. I think Jill Stein should stay in the race, stay strong, not let the Democrat machine do what it's continuing to do, and that's bully people. They kept Jill Stein off the list. You know, everything they're doing to Trump, this ain't the first person. That's what the stupid people don't realize. They don't realize it's not about speaking for Trump, it's about speaking against what the Dems continue to do and put into practice and put into play. So the things they're doing to Trump or tried to do to Trump, they did to Jill Stein in 2020. So now she's in a situation, also, had, sued her in all of these different states. And so now she's in a situation where it's like, oh, Kamala's begging her to get off. She shouldn't. If she gets off, she could actually be the last Democrat presidential run campaign the Green Party ever sees. Because the Democrats are serious about control. Look how they're doing RFK. I mean, gosh. And these idiots are mad at me. Wow. Ah. ah. yes, yes. Linda, you're one of them. As long as I got a stupid person, I'll talk. How about that? So as long as you stay there, I'll talk. But actually, it's for the other viewers that's watching how stupid you are on YouTube later. I'm just recording this for YouTube and Facebook. So that's what it's actually called. Look how mad I get the people from TikTok. So I'm reading this not for you, but to show how stupid you are to the rest of the world. Right. Great comment. Let me see. That's somebody who actually know what they're talking about. Okay. Wow, wow, wow. All right. All right. Yeah, so this is actually to show the stupidity of some of the TikTok people. One is actually criticizing the viewers, and they're one of the viewers. So, yeah, she likes me. She likes me. She likes me. And so, yeah, man. So TikTok has been banned in Brazil. I meant to say not TikTok, but X. They've banned Elon in Brazil. Want to put out a warrant. All of this is, the freedom of speech is under attack. Look at all of the words they just said we shouldn't say. Let's see. I took a picture of it. Tony Blinken. This Tony Blinken guy. All right. At least to the staff. You can't say manpower. You guys. You guys. See, I would have got in trouble already. So Blinken warns staff not to say. So the State Department warns. These words are now offensive. Not to us right now. All right. Manpower, you guys, ladies and gentlemen, mother or father, son or daughter, husband or wife. Linda, Big Linda, you want to look that up? Tell us, check that out for us. I haven't verified that. I just saw it, took a picture of it, and thought to look at it later. But you're the facts person, Linda, Big Linda. Let us know about that. Oh man, no, you're listening. Ah, all right. Ronald McDonald's funny. So, yeah, all of that's happening on Twitter. I mean, on X. Man, I keep with the old. I got to get out of the old, step into the new. Anybody see the Donald Trump town hall yesterday where Kamala was? That was supposed. It should have actually been a debate, but Kamala feels with people as blind and, I mean, just outright dumb as Linda and Ronald McDonald and so many other people. You don't have to debate. You don't have to debate. You don't have to talk. You don't have to do anything. Just depend on their stupidity. Yeah, it's going to be great later when we do this. Oh, man. Oh, boy, she's really clowning. So, yeah, she got all clown marks. I mean, this this kind of person can't have children. Yeah, but anyway, I'm gonna get back to facts. I'm gonna get back to substance, and let's see, what else are they doing? Hmm. Okay. Oh yeah. So to Linda, possibly. How do you feel about the? How do you feel about? Oh, somebody used the word patriots. What's up? All right. So how do you feel about Kamala Harris mentioning the child tax credit? Big Linda. I, I mean, I'm actually thinking to myself, child tax credit to fool the women, to play on the intelligence and the emotions of the women, but you're actually pushing for black women, mostly in poor communities, color women, women of color, to abort their babies as well. And so, on one hand, you're saying child tax credit for all of these women that are having babies and bringing forth, but the other hand, you're saying you are a hero if you unalive your child, bringing abortion pills and vasectomies to the DNC. Yeah. Yeah, Ronald, you. Oh, boy, you can always depend on the stupid Ronald McDonald. Yes, exactly. Actually, I don't have kids. I claim my kids are grown. So, but anyway, thank you for your stupid point because you built onto my point. For those that do have kids, they would love to claim their children, but this would be ironic that this is coming from the person who is actually supporting and reinforcing the unaliving of your child in 80% of the abortion clinics being in black communities. Maybe Ronald is white and he's racist. Maybe. This is what it's starting to sound like because he's fighting hard to keep Democrat. You know what? That's what this is. I think some undercover white people get on here and try to sound like they care and try to sound like this and that because they are dependent on blacks to stay down, stay dumb, stay sleep. So when they see truth, they actually fight against it and try to act like they're doing it because they care. Hmm. So I let me see. I never paid attention to the governor and I'm living good. All right, Icy Chico. Okay, okay. One time, 6. Ooh, woo. Okay, okay. 6K credit versus 5K credit every year. Okay. Quit worried about all the BS. Live your life. All right, all right, all right. Icy Chico. Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that. All right. PPH literally targets the black families and babies. Chickalin. Sound like she know what she talking about. That's it, man. Personal, a little bit of logic for the morning. I'm gonna get out of here. I got like an hour and a half on TikTok. I meant to say on YouTube, Facebook. A lot we could laugh at. We made a lot of people upset this morning. We even heard one guy come out and embarrass himself. And so we're gonna go back over that and get it on YouTube for the people. Like I said, we wanted to see how mad we could get them. We wanted to see how crazy they could sound. And man, you hear women and we heard some men. We actually brought up one guy and he sounded ridiculous. He couldn't even stick to format. He couldn't even stick to his own thoughts. He went from blaming education loss and black communities on all the Republicans, but then he said how good of his education was when he was as a 55-year-old. And so that means back in the day, which we know today, the education in black communities is horrible. So yeah, he was everywhere. He was lost. It's totally lost. That's what I don't understand. How these blacks can listen to themselves and still say, I have to vote just because she's black. That is the dumbest thing ever. And these people that still say, I mean, you say black should not matter. Color does not matter. Oh, color don't matter. Color don't. Of course it does. It matters. That's why so many black Jesuses was painted all over the world in black homes. It matters. But white America made sure that you felt Jesus was white. Come on, man. So don't say it don't matter. When people try to make it an issue, then it matters. Kamala is the one that came out and made color an issue. She's the one that came out and made being a woman an issue. So nobody else should be mad at nobody else for actually speaking their thoughts upon it. Ronald, boy, that real racism coming out of Ronald now. He talking about Clarence Thomas. He talking about Tim Scott. Boy, that's that good redneck racism there. Everybody pay attention to old Ronald. Everybody pay attention to old white Ronald. He old dusty redneck too. And so, like I said, yeah. I'm sorry. So I'm sorry. Hey, you know that Van, man, my brother Van got the best laugh ever. I need to keep it down like him. Stay happy. Don't pay attention to the lunacy like the sister Chica or Chico, Icy Chico said, and just stay happy. Live your life. Live your life. So yeah. Jill Stein should definitely stay in. The Green Party has absolute no chance if the Democrats ever win again. We know that to be a fact. I was in Washington with Jill Stein when she ran before. I supported you. Against Obama, actually. That was a long time ago. Chickalin, as a woman, I would like to see a woman as POTUS. Just not, ooh, man. Wow, hold on. Chickalin, I will give you a follow after this. Because that's somebody who actually understands that I agree with her. Not as a woman, but as a man, I don't have a problem with it. My mother's probably one of the most logical people in the world. Unbiased people in the world. And I don't know. But anyway, I don't have a problem with it. You know? I don't. I also agree with her full statement to the end about, not the first 2 words as a woman or as a one, 3 words, but not this one. Her last 3 words I agree with. That's all. Thank you, Triggerland, for your honesty, your logic. Yeah, thank you. No, real talk. Because that's what's needed. I mean, that can't be the only reason. And if we could look back and see assaults and attacks all over this lady, I mean, why should anybody want to not know? We all want to know who's running the nation. You can't just give it over like the government has been doing our agriculture and our land to to other nations. Well, we can't just do that. That's lunacy. So it's like, y'all don't want to know who running the nation. We don't want to know this. We don't want to know that. That's crazy. Nah, man. We can't do it like that. Right? Chicken Town, could you expound on that, please? Okay, so for all of those on YouTube Nation, I do want to make this clear because I know I got my I know it happens. So Facebook, YouTube Nation, if you do have a YouTube a TikTok account, you want a good person to follow. Sounds like she's not. That's Chickertown on Chickertown. I said that wrong. Chigger Lynn Chigger. Maybe I'm going out on a limb. Maybe have some Chinese and maybe have some, you know what I mean? Some jigger. I don't know. But I'm gonna just say it again. Chigger Lynn. And so beautiful name. But more than anything, a good follow for somebody who might be very logical in their stance. Um, yes, I support a woman. That's not saying Democrat or Republican. Yes, I have these reasons or that reasons, but I am saying something about living life, but also just not this one because she has her reasons. She hasn't said them yet, but just giving you a shout out and letting people know you may be an independent, you may be a sister or a brother. You may actually look for somebody who has that common sense sensibility. That's a sense that's a statement that would say I could be a Republican, I could be a Democrat. I would love to see a woman POTUS, just not this one's, and these are the reasons why. You will probably get better answers from her than you would answers from a Republican who's going to come out and give you um, just straight political facts. This person may give you political facts and gut facts, woman facts, you know, things that she sat back and acknowledged as a woman and seen over the internet over the course of these years and now see a whole new person. Man, we can't acknowledge what's going on. It's real. It's happening right in front of our faces. It's happening right in front of our faces. So thanks again. All right, people got to start looking more at policy, not personality or identity. That comes from Chicken Land again. So, like I said, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, look it up. Look her up on TikTok if you're looking for somebody else. You know, sometimes the worst people to listen to is that guy like me. The guy that just smiles and try to, but he's been saying it for 8 years at this point, and so I can make you sick. I understand. You can look at me and say, "Oh, no, 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 I don't want to hear him because I don't like his smile." I understand. Or, yeah, but he's an old head. I understand. I get it. So if you need a beautiful sister, or if you need a beautiful aunt, beautiful mother, or a younger guy, I'll find another person on here who might sound logical like her, but I want to share them to you because in the end, it's about receiving the information. And if the person's facts make you turn away from if a person's face will make you turn away from hearing what they have to say, then I'd rather give you a better face. So for those, there is a person on TikTok that I'm looking at, listening to, by the name of Chicken Lynn. Look like a house. It's a good follow. Maybe you can get some into a little conversation. You got 60 days, man. Anybody who think it's not a serious issue, you're fooling yourself. Like I said, if you're a Green Party, I've been in the Green Party. It might fool some people because they call you a sellout just for waking up. They call you a sellout just for actually looking at the checker moves and saying, whoa, that guy is going to be a king. This guy is going to get chewed up and jumped over in a minute. And so, yeah, I mean, the devastation that Trump could do in the next 4 years versus the devastation that the Democratic Party could do, oh, it's night and day, in my opinion. In my opinion. Yeah. I'm not a creator, just an observer. I like it. Me either, to be honest. I'm really not. A lot of times the fans don't even come from what you think it come from. I'm a musician guy. Sometimes I call myself that sometimes. And so, but more than anything, I was a revolutionary guy, traveling everywhere, fighting nonprofit organizations, traveling, marching, fight for 15. That was me. Yeah. Fight for 15, 10,000 people marching. But then you get older and you start understanding some things. You start owning a home, owning 6 or 7 cars. I think I had 6 at one time. And you start understanding what the difference is between capitalism, communism, and socialism, which I was in a socialist movement. So I know I'm putting yourself out there. It's scary. Oh yeah. Oh, listen, it's not good. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's why you have to do like me. That's not my real name. But with technology today, I'm not hiding from anybody except for some, maybe some crazy people here and there. But the attacks are, yeah, it is crazy. So most of my works and most of the people that know me mostly from revolutionary work and on the ground movement work and music and just being in the community doing the work, even church community work. And so, despite what people may think, I got more leg work. I've met Chuck D. All of the people who want to sell out and call me this and that, they wouldn't even have a clue. They could never sit in the community of people I've sat with, I've worked with, and so that's why I laugh when they make the statements they make. I've sat with Chuck D. I've interviewed Chuck D. I've sat with Immortal Technique. I've interviewed Immortal Technique. I've sat with Rebel Diaz. I've interviewed Rebel Diaz. I've marched from one state to another state. I've been from state to state doing community work and organization work, nonprofit work. I've fought for the veterans. I've marched for the veterans. I've fought for homelessness. I've marched for all of that. Nonprofit after nonprofit after nonprofit, I've always been for the people. And I understand that it is the people who are being ran over right in our faces. That's just the difference between me and some people. That's me. Local community groundwork. That's what I mean. Chickalin. Chickalin. Answer me this. When you look around, who has been the biggest resistance to the work you've done as a local community groundwork person? It depends on which groundwork you've been doing. But a lot of times it seems like the same people who were a big resistance against what we were trying to do are the same people who are now applauding a lot of what's going on. That's where real changes were made. That's right. Real changes. 100%. Yeah, 100%. I don't understand it. The more power we have, Chicken it's like the less capabilities we're able to get achieved. And that's the damage of the internet as well. I hate to say it, but when we used to get on ground to ground, work, 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 I know you, I can look in your eyes and see that I have a comrade by my side. There I go talking like a revolutionary again. That's why it's not an insult for me to see Comrade Kamala despite what people may think. I don't like any of her I don't like any of what she's doing, but I understand what comrade means because I've been called comrade for about 20 years of my life. And so I understand socialism when I see it. And I understand the people that stood in the way of all of that progress, what I thought would have been progress back then. I understand the church was a huge problem for people like even the Jesse Jacksons of the world. That's why they had to choose between and Martin. You know, is it going to be civil rights or some revolutionary type organization to actually move in a progressive way for the community? And they are two different things. So I understand what a socialist is. I understand what a communist is, and I understand what we're seeing today. Poor people, you better watch out. It's happening right in front of our faces. They're telling us you didn't appreciate what we gave you, and now you're about to lose it unless you get in line, shut the F up, and get in line. We shouldn't all go for that. And people who are afraid to talk about it shouldn't get mad at others who aren't. All right. Mike Streets is upset. All right. Oh, Chicken Land. I love it. You have to realize that united we heal. That's right. They say united we stand, united we fall. But also, let's realize united we heal. Let's put that one first. I like it. Well, Mike Streets said, you wouldn't know democratic socialism when it gives you SS and Medicare. I don't understand what he's saying right now. I would love to do a live with you. TikTok won't let me go live until I get 1K. Hey, let me see how to invite. Yes, yeah, let me see. I'm kind of, to be honest, I'm not a big TikTok guy. Let me see something. Hold on one second. Check. Oh, damn! I found you. I think I did it right. Let me see. Did I pull her up? I think. Let me see. I thought I invited her. Invitation sent. I think I invited you. I think I did. Yeah, I'm a talking head. Talking. Okay, so Mike said, let me see. Dang. I just came out and called me a coward. Gee whiz. Better things to do. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. All right. What you gonna do when Trump lose again? Coward. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Well, if you can follow me and give me a message after, and what we can do sometime when I go on a real live is um invite you through a link on YouTube or Facebook. The same concept, because I like and you'll see, definitely not a person who needs a person to agree with me. I just like where you're coming from and your stance. That's what people need to hear. They would actually need to hear more from you than from me. And I would love it. I would invite it and love it. Love your thought process. And you keep that. Keep that, please. It would be great. Okay. No worries. I've only been on. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, yeah. They'll suspend you pretty easy on here. You probably don't want to talk to. Ooh, yeah, yeah. You got to watch it on here. It's sad, but people get hurt in their feelings, and they'll make a complaint on you, and boop, they'll take you off really quick. So just be careful. But other than that, it's cool. You'll find a lot of good people. Then you're gonna find some people that only stay in their feelings and speak on feelings, and they don't want you to have your feelings. Some people actually, I love what you said, but some people will really take offense to you even saying, I would love to see a woman president, just not her. That and alone is going to offend a lot of people, and I don't understand that. I really don't understand it. You know, some people are only saying, vote in the blind. We did that with Obama. I'm not gonna lie. I ran down there and voted for him more because of my mother, just to make her happy. When we thought about what was at hand The actual first in history, if you don't want to consider the lady who ran in New York in 1972, and so and which she actually did. Um, True story, yes. And so yeah, I did that. My mom was woo. I put all things aside. Uh, I supported Jill Stein actually, but when it came down to it, and the nominees and it came down to one or two, I'm not a person to waste a vote. And so when it came down to it, I went on ahead and voted for Obama in 2000. What was that? 8. In 2012, truth came to light, and I didn't. I think that's when I actually, maybe I had my campaigns wrong. That's when I actually voted for supported Miss Stein. But yeah, but in 2012, it was a different beast. What we thought would happen or what we hoped would happen didn't happen, and so I couldn't do it again. And so yeah, but there are gonna be some people just upset simply because they say vote for a color. And I'm glad that you're woke enough to say, when I say woke enough, I mean true woke, with your eyes open. You have to be woke means woke. And I don't understand how people have let that word get taken and duped into meaning sleep. To be woke means having your eyes open and your ears. You can hear at that time. When you sleep, you can't hear and you can't see. I mean, you could be woke in a meditative state, but you can still hear. But to be sleep, they want us to be sleep. That is what they mean by woke. And that's crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, 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 fully aware. All right. I'm not even reading this Ronald K. or Ronald McDonald guy anymore. He just let me see. He'll say almost anything. Deborah, how you doing? So he'll probably say anything. He's a true hater. All right, I'm glad sports is back. I'm about to get off of here. September, beautiful month, beautiful outside. Raining. Grass growing like crazy. Got to get it cut look like every day. Uh, yeah. So the sister said, "Would love to see a woman POTUS. Give us some other. I mean, did you? How did you feel about Hillary, Chiggy? Ronald, that's a great question. I totally. I wasn't a voter. I won't lie. Obama was the first time I ever voted, so that was the only vote I made. So if you just listen to my history, you would understand why. And that's not a knock because that's the first logical question you've asked, and so I appreciate the logical question, Ronald. But I just spoke of a life of revolutionary work and socialism, and church. So that means I did not vote. I was not a voter. I'm not bragging about it. I'm just telling you the truth. We didn't believe in the voting process. All right. So I did not vote. And by the time I voted for Obama for the first time, that was the first time I ever voted. I did it more for my mom just to see that thing happen that everybody spoke about. And yeah, that was the first time I voted. And so I didn't care about any of the down voting. I didn't even have a clue of what that was about. I was just told or basically know the vote for Obama. And that's what I did, my brother, my friend. Congressman, I wouldn't have a clue. Chiggertown says, I am from Arkansas. Had enough of the Clintons. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. That told me a little bit about Chigger. All right. All right. I like that. I like that statement. I know she has a little age on her now. I won't tell Chigger Lynn. I won't tell. All right. So anybody that says that, they've been around for a second. And that actually gives me more faith. It actually gives me more faith in passing her on to anybody that would that needs um a good person, logical person to follow on TikTok. Chiggerlin, somebody who's been around, knows what decisions has been made over the course of time, knows what the Clintons have been, and at the same time, they are such staunch, strong figures in the Democrat Party, upheld figures in the Democrat Party still today. And so that's an irony. That's a contrast. That's a contradiction, which is hypocrisy, not on her part, but on so many of the Democrats' part who tie all of these Republicans who would support and stick to Donald Trump as horrible, but they would actually stick to a party that sticks to the Clintons. You know, it's so crazy when you really think about the dynamics of things, and you just have to actually think about it. All right. Just when I gave Ronald credit. I don't know. All right. So yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty logical when somebody could actually just come out and say, "Yeah, I want a woman to win. I would love to see a woman." So yes, I do get it. She does get it about the woman thing, but I'm not willing to sell everything to the side just to say I'm going to jump on the first woman. She even just said she knew too much about Hillary to vote her in. So she would love to see a woman, but I would like to know that this woman is also qualified. I think qualifications, I think she's saying qualification is important. Why should it not be? Speaking of Obama, Obama did not get in front of crowds and start talking different. Obama was the same no matter where he talked. Cool. That's it. He talked the same in front of white people as he did as blacks. I like, oh man, me too. Ah, yeah, I actually wanted her to, oh yeah. Wow. You know what? Those were my two choices. That's what I would have said. I mean, you hit them right on the head. Candace probably too young at this point. I think they got a little age limit. But Tosi is a perfect candidate. Um, yeah. Even I don't really know all of the politics of Christy Noam, but you know, there's a few more with some who's age ready. I don't really know the age. I think it's 36, 37. I don't know what Candace's age is, but she definitely uh is on her sugar honey iced tea. So she would just have to build the right people around her, but she definitely is America first. And she knows what she's talking about. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah. Okay. All right, 35. Oh, okay. So are you saying she's 35 or is the age 35? The age limit for minimum age requirement 35 for POTUS? Yeah, well, anyway, she definitely chose two of the people who I always considered. Tulsi Gabbard, I wish she would have been the VP pick. Although, yes, Dakota. Okay, Dakota governor. Yeah. Christy Noem. Yeah, Tulsi Gabbard. I can't really complain much about JD Vance. Don't know a lot about him, but I know in his interviews he pretty fast on the whip. Pretty knowledgeable. Seems like he's been a good senator. And what makes that union better is he come out and acknowledge that, yeah, I bashed Trump. I fell for the smoke like a lot of people fall for. He fell for the fake news media like a lot of people fall for. He thought Trump was going to be horrible. Those were his words. Trump will be horrible as a president. And now he says, hey, you know, that's what happens. You look back and you can acknowledge truth. And in JD's eyesight or mindset, he acknowledged that, yeah, I did say these horrible things and I can acknowledge that I'm wrong. I like that type of person more than I like the type of person that says, I'm going to stick to everything that I was taught and believed, even though I see the evidence tells me something different. The Ronald McDonald's, these are the people that still run around and say, Russia, Russia, Russia. By the way, do we not hear Russia, Russia, Russia coming back again? Why aren't people upset at the people that keep pushing this stuff down your throat? Robin, how you doing? Robin A. He offers balance. All right, let me see. It's one you mentioned. Okay. All right, so Chiggerland. He offers balance without compromise of policy to ooh. Yes, great comment. So, man, this person here, boy, I'm talking about. This is a silent. I don't want to say the wrong name. You know what I wanted to say? The A word. In a good way. In a good way. She's a silent. I don't want to say the K word either. So she's a silent unaliver. How about that? Shout out to Chiggerland. She just keep dropping bombs in a good way. Not in a bad way. TikTok, don't kill me for that B word. All right. Oh yes. Just this morning, Russia was headlined. Oh yeah. They back at it. Chiggerland, they are back at it. It's crazy. I mean, like, that's what I don't understand. The people that are actually pushing it, they are mad at us for actually seeing some of this truth, and then, especially if you talk about it. You're supposed to see it and not talk about it. If I can know, let me tell you something. If I can get one person to hear, yeah, it's important. If you can make one person take the mud off of their eyes, the cucumbers, the avocado, the charcoal, and say, I can see. I think it's worth it. Especially, I mean, I think awareness is worth it. That's what God told us to do. I didn't wake up and say, God asked me to help keep people blind. God, make me afraid to share this awareness. No. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. Oh, there go another logical person. Carol. I can't just let you get away with a comment, Carol. I gotta highlight your name. Look here, not yep, yeah. Look here, not this person. Something I can't wait till she get 1,000 followers. Look here. Oh boy, she know exactly how it's going. Look here. not not over there. Or either throw that rock over there to make the bushes. Look over there. Not at what's actually happening over here. You did not hear what you just heard. I mean, this what brings light to the word salads. These types of mentalities. And I try to stay in the middle. The thing about it is you don't actually have to talk about Trump to spit the truth. But as soon as what does this mean? I'm gonna ask this to Ronald McDonald. Ronald, why? I mean, please, let's be logical here. And this is a fair question. Why does what does that make Trump? If, now I'm going to say that part again. What does it make Trump? If, all right, so start again. What does it make Trump if every time somebody spits a bit of truth with facts or reference behind it, you would have to bring up the name Trump? Not you personally, Ronald, but for the most part. Just like we started off talking about Kamala and somehow Trump came up. Ariel, you're here. Welcome again. You can answer this as well. What does it make Trump if every time someone mentions truth? In other words, if someone says, well, I don't like the way this morning a young lady came on and said, when I vote, I will be voting based on these reasons: education, family, and economy. She didn't mention anything about Trump or Harris. She said, I will be thinking about education, family, and economy. And then she mentioned some of the things about education. I don't want my child being indoctrinated. I want my child to actually learn education. Then she mentioned medication for herself because she said she had epilepsy. I want to be able to have access to the best medications. And she mentioned family. All of a sudden, someone has to mention Trump. So why does Trump, if Trump name comes up every time somebody drops a bit of truth, does that make Trump the truth? Ronald. Yes. Ronald, where you went, Ronald? If every time somebody mentions, if Trump's name comes up every time somebody, all right, Mary LC dropped the truth, and dropped her comment and said no. All right, what does it mean? No, Ronald, I actually said not you personally. I did. Yeah, I said that. I said that. I said it. See, y'all, you only hear what you want to hear. I said maybe not you personally, Ronald. And Mary answered and said no. That means all right. It was a question. It was a question. It was a question. It was just a question. So I gave. I'm not dominating your answer, but I'm just saying. Every time I hear somebody say something about truth, they don't want their kids being indoctrinated. They don't want sex being pushed on their children. They don't want this. They don't want that. And when they drop all bomb truths, somebody will come and say, well, I just don't like Trump. He's going to be a dictator. I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't mention, that person didn't mention Trump. So, didn't mention Trump. And so I'm just thinking, I keep hearing it. So to me, a lot of people, they don't even understand you are logically pushing Trump as the truth when you do that. I told people they don't understand the narrative they push when they think these ways, when they think in these ways. That's why the words say think on these things, even though I'm not doing that right now. I'm trying to bring awareness. That is things of love. That is things of love. It's love when you try to share awareness, especially when people attack. Trigger. You got to watch out for that. Yeah, man. All right. I haven't mentioned Trump, Ronald. All right, Ronald. I didn't say you mentioned him. Okay. All right. So Carolyn said borders, economy, wars, I'm over it. Carolyn, I just want you to know that if you talk about borders, economy, and wars, I'm over it. Someone is going to come directly at you and say, yes, but I can't vote for Trump. I'm saying on the Democrat side, they can't have they don't have a response to that. And that goes to my point as well. When someone logical like Carol says something like, this is my issue, Carol Hawthorne has said, I'm over it. Borders, economy, and wars. I'm over it. The Democrat voter would look her right in her face and could not have an answer. So their response would be, yeah, but, yeah, but Trump, he wants to be a dictator. He wants to be this. He wants to be a lot of things that they heard about. But he did none of the things when he actually had the power. So excuse people when they don't fall for the fear mongering right off the bat. You might need more proof to go with the sauce. Yeah. Yeah, we all are. I like that. I like that backup comment to Chigger from Chigger Lynn. To our good friend. We all are. Because I spoke about how I came up, after my prison life, after being a street pharmaceutical. So I know all aspects of this struggle, this life, not being a street pharmaceutical, but being a dealer. You got to be careful with these words. And so I know all aspects of it. I know all sides of it. And when I consider who has ran, who has been in control of most of the areas, almost every area, I've always been in the area. No, I did have Rick Scott for a while. So I got to be real on that. I had Rick Scott for a while and I hated it. He was our governor. Don't like it great as with Ron DeSantis. See, one thing about me, I know how to keep it honest. I'm not a great, huge Ron DeSantis fan, but this is where you have to actually man up and say, where does Ron DeSantis make me upset? What areas do you have a problem with Ron DeSantis in? All right. And then I can acknowledge a few areas. I don't like the way the penal system has gotten tougher on inmates and made it harder to communicate with inmates, between families. I don't like none of that. I don't like none of it. But when I contrast that, and then I say, what things do I do? What things do I like about Ron DeSantis? What things can I agree with? All right. Well, they tried to tell the world or something about a don't say gay bill, which it was not a don't say gay bill. It was a parents bill, giving power to parents, telling teachers you do not have a right to teach my child about his or her gender, questioning his or her gender, trying to find out do they want to change his or her gender before a certain age, 3rd grade. And I'm saying to myself, why does a man have to make a law for school not to teach children about their sexual gender before the 3rd grade? So I have to applaud that. Right. Keep the kids safe in classroom bill. That may be, see, Chigger Lynn, they got their own bill. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm sitting back saying, why does I was shocked. You mean to tell me he had to make a bill for that? Well, thank you. So, and then you mean to tell me governors have to make a bill to sign to where girls couldn't get outdone by boys in sports? Well, thank you. So when I started comparing the things that he actually did versus my little things that I complained about, it wasn't a comparison. So you have to get out your feelings. So would I rather have Ron DeSantis over the blue people who are running to push that blue agenda every day? I vote for him again. I vote for him another term if I could. If that would keep some sanity in place, yeah. Because my granddaughter plays sports. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna be honest with you, Chigger Lynn. That's some of the real things. You'll find it tougher here in just the conversation side because a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't understand and see, and so your argument or the conversation is a little tougher because we don't see a lot of a lot of this stuff that is going on in the rest of America or in a lot of America, and so a lot of people look at you and say, it's not going on here, and their ignorance or their lack of knowledge to what's really happening in the rest of America is really really low, and so they don't give it as much. It's like the hurricane. I don't know how long you've been here, Chigger, but if you're here long enough, you're gonna hear people say when it comes to a hurricane, we always get it. Nah, I ain't going to do this. I ain't going to do that. They always say that. When it comes to Florida, you hear it a lot. Even though for every part of Florida that feels that way, there is another part of Florida that was devastated. So I'm not downplaying anything, but that is something, especially in St. Petersburg, that's all you hear is statements like that. And so yeah, when